Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to episode number 22 of The Adventure Continues, a Star Trek discussion, a bi-weekly Saturday night show where we take a specific episode from either the original series, The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, or in tonight's case, Star Trek Enterprise, and we watch and discuss it, sometimes by myself, sometimes with a special guest. And speaking of special guest, tonight I am joined once again by Anonymous. Of course, one of the first episodes that he and I did on this show together was the Deep Space Nine episode, Paradise.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pacific 414. And,
All right.
All that good
Yeah.
stuff, though.
all that good stuff. But Anonymous, thank you for joining me this evening. And like I was telling you backstage, you picked a really good episode.
Thank you. I tried. I almost picked another episode, but after it's weird though. I remember these episodes quite. I mean, I've watched Enterprise several times, and most of the time it was before my analytical brain started functioning correctly, so I could see all the stuff that, allegories and all that stuff and what messages they're trying to say and what what it's really about. And I watched several episodes of Enterprise trying to find a good one that would be good to talk about. And
Mhm.
and I came across a few before this, and I thought, it's hard to pick an Enterprise episode because like a lot of them are like 2-parters, 3-parters, and they have this overarching storylines.
Especially here in the third season.
Yeah, and so it's hard to find one of those standalone shows or that just kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And I found a couple, and some of them were kind of really heavy-handed with some of the message. It wasn't like, I mean, it kind of was a little woke messaging, but it wasn't done like, I don't know if you remember watching Stigma.
Yeah, no, I remember that episode.
Yeah, and
That was a heavy-handed episode in
it
my
was
opinion.
very heavy-handed. And I watched. I was like, "Holy cow! Was this just in your face?" I mean, I'll just say it's a homosexual uh, AIDS allegory.
Which
And
I understand at the time, the AIDS epidemic is still going on then, just like it's still going on now.
yeah, and fine and dandy, but I don't know. It just seemed more from a certain point of view.
Hmm.
And yes, people with AIDS had a stigma about them. But we were a little bit more enlightened than what they kind of portrayed the Vulcans as, you
Hmm.
know, but whatever. I just thought that, that's a little over the top for me. So I wasn't going to pick that one. So
Yeah, and when I saw the episode title for tonight's episode, when you put it in the DM, I was thinking similitude. I'm thinking, is that the one with Trip? And then I was looking for a screenshot to use. I'm all, yep, that's the one with Trip.
yeah, yep. I thought it was a good one, and I didn't want to pick one that like was like an outstanding. That's me. I'm weird that way. All these series have an outstanding episode or several episodes that were like just top tier. And I'm not that kind of guy who wants to talk because more than likely they've been talked about a million times, and I'd like to pick something that's a good episode, but people kind of overlook.
Well, that's the same with Paradise. I remember by the end of that episode, both of us were saying this episode's a lot better than people will give it credit for.
Yeah. Yep. You just have to look at it for what it is, and what kind of thought went into it, and not just acting and whatnot, but there's a lot of underlying uh, themes to it that that coincide with other things that you just sometimes you don't see, and if you look at them the right way, you can see new stuff.
You can, because in Paradise, I didn't like Alexa. Didn't like her at all when I first watched it as a teenager, but then I started to understand her the more I watched it as I got older.
Hmm.
And even tonight's episode, I'll make a few comments about how I felt about it the first time I watched it and how I'm reacting to watching it now. But before I even do that, I do want to welcome the Admiral, Lady Mist.
Hello, Lady Miss.
We also have the Padawannabe who says, I saw a white PT Cruiser with NCC 1701 Delta under its rear window. It's cute, but that's just wrong on a PT. It's about the size of a small shuttlecraft,
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. It's probably like a shuttle. Should have named it the shuttlecraft designation.
like the El Boz shuttlecraft. Remember that small little shuttle pod?
Yeah.
And of course, Helion is here, and we also have Shane here.
No, you're wrong.
Shane. But
I couldn't help myself.
if everybody would like to join Anonymous and Lady Mist and myself over on Cosme, the Cosme link is pinned to the top of the chat. Of course, Anonymous, if you look into the private chat right about now, you will see it.
I'm good to go.
All right. And also, just to let everybody know, to view tonight's featured episode from Star Trek Enterprise, please click on the Cosme link pinned to the top of the chat during the live stream. This episode will not be available in Cosme after the live stream. So if you're here with us now, you can watch it now. If you're here with us on the replay, catch us next time where the episode might be yesterday's Enterprise. Then again, it might not. I might have a special guest lined up. I'm trying to work some stuff out. So
Yeah.
if you are all ready, I will go ahead and press play on the episode.
Good to go, man.
Now, you talk about an opening Anonymous,
Yeah.
and you see there that trips in the torpedo tube. What were you thinking?
Well, when I first watched it, I was like, "Holy crap! They're killing off one of the main characters." And,
Mhm.
and Trip was one of my favorite characters of the show. I think, I mean, I'm not originally from the South, but I've lived here most of my life, so you know, like he's my people, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, that's why I identified with him quite a bit. And I was like, nah, surely. I mean, I was in disbelief, so I was like, they can't be killing off something. And the fact that they brought it out the very first of the show, I was like, something's fishy here.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw it for the first time, I was thinking, "Oh, so we're losing another main cast member of a series. We lost Tasha Yar,
Yeah,
we lost Jadzia, we lost Cass. Now we're losing Trip."
yeah. I should have asked myself, what did he do in real life? Why did he get fired?
Yeah. I, I'm just going to turn that down just a little bit, folks. Of course, at this time, Trip and T'Pol were in a relationship.
No, they were not in this one yet.
You sure?
Yeah, they were not yet. This is how they built up to it. And to be honest with you, you can't just like get in your pajamas and go to some chick's room and touch each other all over the place
No, no,
and just expecting nothing to happen. I mean, come on, come on.
no. He'd be a fool if he thought nothing would happen in their quarters.
Uh-huh.
On far or not for T'Pol.
Right. I almost picked that episode, by the way, but I thought, well, I better not.
Uh, well, you're the guest. You get to pick the specific episode.
Seems a little racy.
And this episode was directed by LeVar Burton, aka Jordan LaForge.
I think isn't it kind of funny and cool? That's kind of cool that all the cast members from series and stuff get to try out their directing and writing chops
Hmm.
during other like even their own series or another series at a spinoff or something. They give them like leeway and
Yeah, I always thought it was cool when you would see in the credits directed by Jonathan Frakes,
yeah,
directed by LeVar Burton, directed by Patrick Stewart. It's McFadden even directed an episode.
yeah. It, very easily the studios could be like, "No, have you ever directed? No, you ain't doing nothing. No." They could be jerks about it.
Yeah, they can.
But this is like one of those learn on the job kind of things. You're already behind the or on the in front of the camera, so let me try out some um different aspects of my craft.
Yeah. And I think during this era of Star Trek, it probably was more comforting for the actors of Enterprise or even Voyager to have someone who's actually filmed these episodes, gone through the 18-hour days of
Yeah,
filming and knows what it's expected as far as the Star Trek show is concerned.
yeah, instead of bringing somebody completely new in. Oh no, Trip's dead. Oh no.
Oh no,
Oh, he died. He banged his head. Oh no.
warp reactor blue.
There's some flaws in this show as far as technical flaws, I guess. I'll try to point
Hmm.
those out in there in a little bit, but I like to find those things like, well, that didn't make sense. Well, why did they do that? I think they
Yeah,
missed that part, or whatever.
well, it's like them saying that this cloud is the reason why they stopped. No, your reactor blew and the emergency systems kicked in.
Well, it's because of the cloud, but because they went instead of if they would have just pitched 1 degree when they started, they would have probably missed the entire cloud. And
Hmm.
then they didn't. Their sensors didn't see it when they were going. It's like I guess it wasn't charted or something, but there's other things about the cloud that kind of they kind of ignore, like the technical aspects of it. And
Yeah, and it's good to see. As was, how are you doing tonight? If you'd like to watch tonight's episode of Star Trek Enterprise, just click on the Cosme link pinned at the top of the chat.
menagerie, get it?
Well, I appreciate you being here tonight, Shane.
You notice how they put that little phrase in there, nobody knows about it, very guarded secret, just to kind of
Hmm.
keep continuity, so you never hear about them in the future or whatnot.
Yeah, because we don't hear about it in the original series, of course,
Yeah,
and we don't hear about it in any other series.
right. Because they have to make up new stuff for a prequel series. They have to kind of navigate
Yeah.
why you don't get that stuff in the future too.
And with this being the second Enterprise episode we've done on the show, the last one being Damage with DJ Ronnie G, do you think they should have done the prequel because it was the craze at the time, or do you think they should have continued moving forward?
Um, that's a good question, Mike. Knowing what I got, I mean, Enterprise isn't perfect, but um, I think they did a very good job, and I am very entertained when I watch it. So I think there was room for both. If conditions were good, you know,
Mhm.
um, they could have done this and then did a future series past Voyager or Deep Space Nine, whichever one ended first. I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean,
But I'm fine with
especially
prequels.
go ahead.
I'm fine with prequels, because there's a lot of stuff before Kirk that you don't know about.
Hmm.
I don't want them to do too many. This was fine, just perfectly cool.
Yeah. I could say one of the reasons why this is fine as it was because they weren't trying to have the adventures of the original Constitution class Enterprise under Captain April.
Yeah,
They avoided that era of Star Trek completely. And like you said, we're talking about an era that we really don't know about, the
right,
pre-Federation era. We've
right,
only heard things about it, and some stories have dealt with it, but not too many.
yeah. It, I think it was a perfect time put to choose to start to tell some stories.
Hmm. No, I will say I do wish that there was a series that took place maybe 25 excuse me, 25 years or even further into the future after Voyager,
Yeah,
so we can find out what were the true repercussions of the Dominion War and what other species did the Federation encounter during that time that we can expand upon and learn about.
yeah. I mean, they had a whole um, Delta Quadrant to explore.
Hmm.
I know was the Voyager and the Alpha, or what quadrant were they in?
They started in the Alpha Quadrant in Deep Space Nine, and then they went to the Delta Quadrant.
No, I mean in Voyager. I know they were in a different one.
Yeah, Voyager was in the Delta Quadrant.
Oh, were they in the Delta Quadrant?
Yeah, Voyager was in the Delta Quadrant. Deep Space Nine went to the Gamma Quadrant via the wormhole.
Gamma Quadrant. Okay, that's where I got confused there. I knew one of them was in the Delta, but all right, yeah. So, Gamma Quadrant, they had a whole bunch of. I think the Delta Quadrant was so far away. I mean, they couldn't even get back. Right?
Yeah, and one of the fan speculations, well, questions too, was well, if Voyager supposedly, according to official releases by Paramount back then, and official material, was closer to the Gamma Quadrant with their position in the Delta Quadrant, why didn't they try to go through the Gamma Quadrant to get to the Bajoran wormhole? But then you got to look at it this way. That would have taken away the whole premise of the show being lost in the Delta Quadrant and exploring that region of space, while DS9 is left to the Gamma Quadrant.
Right. Um, have to dismiss a little bit of it, just to keep the continuity going.
I mean, I think if they were to do another series Anonymous, let's explore Romulan space. Let's explore Klingon space and encounter species we don't even know about. The Klingons
Right.
and Romulans may know about them, but the Federation doesn't.
Especially Romulan space. When I mean past the neutral zone,
Mhm,
you haven't got very far over there. So yeah, there's could be lots of stuff over there.
mhm.
Gross.
No. Yeah, uh, we know what he's talking about.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. Needle nose pliers on a starship.
Mhm.
It doesn't have a light on it. It's awesome.
Which was a nice touch.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Anybody ever? I mean, do you feel that the actor who plays Phlox is like a really good actor?
I think he is. I think if he's given the right material, that we'll see him, show his true acting ability.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that there were episodes here on Enterprise where his acting a little ability was a little meh, so to
Mm.
speak.
Yeah, everybody has bad or off days, I guess, but I don't know. He 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 sells Phlox to me.
Mhm.
He's he he created the character, I guess. It's his own thing, and I don't know. He's very believable.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen him in a lot of stuff. Only like one episode of Stargate, and he played the nerd, scientist guy, pretty good.
Mhm.
One of the funny episodes, but
And he was also in an episode of The Orville too, along with Robert Picardo.
yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that, so I forgot. He's the front end alignment.
Imagine if we had gotten that next evolution of the space shuttle.
Yeah. See, this episode's like it's to me. This episode is a Kobayashi Maru.
Mhm.
There is a no
Yeah.
win scenario here. Not everybody's gonna get a happy ending, and Um, and it's a morality tale. How far are you willing to go? Um, and it'd be hard. This kid's only gonna live for 15 days, and then you have to. Well, you don't even know like all of it yet, but just you know, you have to make the decision. You're on a crunch. These are the hard decisions you have to make, and
It,
it gets worse as it goes.
yeah, it really does, especially with this scene right here.
Hmm.
You got to give this kid credit too.
Yeah.
Um, And the reason I say that is normally I'm not really a big fan of kid actors in Star Trek
Yeah.
because some of them, like Naomi Wildman, annoyed me.
Yeah. Or Wesley Crusher. Yeah.
But
Been
this
burned too
kid,
many times.
yeah, but this kid actually does a good job as a younger Trip in this episode.
Yeah. I wonder if he's faking the accent or actually sounds like that.
I don't know. Let me see if there's any information on him, and I can let you know where he was born.
Okay. Sounds Louisiana, Mississippi, or something, somewhere in that area.
Okay, so the actor's name was Adam Taylor Gordon, and all I'm getting is that he was born June 20th, 1993. Let me see if I can, because he's still acting.
In the fact that you're 18, he looks familiar too. I've seen him before.
Okay, he was born in Los Angeles.
Really? Don't sound like
Hmm.
it. It's probably fake then. That window should not have stuff over it.
Nope.
The window's not magnetic or not metallic. So it should like
They
a
should still be able to see out of that window.
yeah, 'cause it shouldn't stick to it. So that's those little things I miss, people miss when they're making.
And the reason why I chose the particular screenshot I did because it shows that this trip is very well aware of his outcome.
Yeah, it's a heck of a thing to know your time of day.
Mhm.
I think he's handling a lot better than most people would, knowing,
Mhm.
oh, I got another 5 days left.
I don't know that I'd handle it as well as the characters handling it here.
Yeah, I mean, most people have an existential crisis knowing that, oh, I'm a clone of this guy. I have all his memories, so I'm not actually him, although I feel like him. And then, oh, on top of that, I only got 15 days to live. So, most people just break down. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'll be in the mess hall eating all the key lime pie.
That's right.
Now, what did you think of Jolene Blaylock as T'Pol?
Oh, she did a great job. I think she makes a really good Vulcan. And, the fact that they put her in like skin tight outfits every time, it's just perfect.
Well, I know she said shortly after the show started, her inspiration was Leonard Nimoy, which is understandable.
Yeah. And yeah, who wouldn't want to model themselves after like the quintessential Vulcan?
Mhm.
That's your mold, that's your guidebook.
Well, just like every other Klingon after Michael Dorn, at least as far as this era of Star Trek was concerned, modeled themselves after Michael Dorn. Yeah, they
Mm,
brought their own flair to it, but
yeah.
it was Michael Dorn who had the blueprint.
You always look to the ones that made, represented their race in the show the best. And obviously Leonard Nimoy made Vulcan what it is,
Mhm.
although he's still half human. He didn't use any of that aspect for the most part.
No,
How did they get the phase cannons out?
Yeah, I was gonna say they wouldn't be able to get the phase cannons out with all that crap on the hull.
Uh-huh. Like, these are the things you have to overlook.
It's like, forget it. It's just a TV show. Just watch.
They won't remember. Only the nerds are gonna dissect this thing. Everybody else watching is gonna be like, "Oh, this is so good," which it is. It's good. It's just
Yep.
you see
No, it's
these little
better than
things.
what we're getting now.
Oh crap! Yeah. Oh my gosh! I'd take this. I'd take 4 more episodes, 4 more series just like this over what we're getting now.
Hmm. I would love to get a season 5 of Enterprise.
Yeah, I'd like a season 5 of Enterprise, plus a redo of the last episode of season.
Yeah. That episode doesn't exist.
Yeah,
You talk about being stuck in the mud in this case.
yeah. You ever tried pulling something out of the mud? This is it. Just a few more seconds.
And by a miracle, they start moving a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I know it's self-defeating analogy, or not analogy, but like we're at comment here, but just imagine they probably could have started moving a lot earlier if they didn't have all that crap on there. Of
Hmm.
course, they didn't have all that crap on there. They didn't need the shuttle pods to pull. So catch 22. Here's where it gets worse.
Hmm. So now the question Archer has to ask is, do we continue with this procedure to save our trip, or do we not go through this procedure?
They really have no choice. That's the thing. It's a
Hmm.
no-win scenario. It's just the morality issue just keeps getting darker. And here's the other flaw.
Hmm.
These things are magnetic and they just start peeling off. They're not magnetic because they're in the field. It's just particles that are in the field, part of the field. And then they just start
Exactly.
peeling
They
off.
should still be on the whole of the Enterprise as it's leaving the cloud.
Uh-huh. Timing sucks.
Hmm. Archer's still gonna have a guilty conscience no matter what.
Yeah, he can't you can't get out of this unscathed for whatever reason. It's all his decision. All this is so he had to do it, but you know, far more lives will be saved versus the one, the needs of the many
Hmm. Needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
or the one. So you know they had this in their heads when they
Oh
were
yeah,
writing this.
this is a perfect Star Trek story.
Yeah. And it's not derivative either. I mean, I don't know. There's probably tales like this, not exactly like but similar to this. I mean, this is a kind of retold tale, probably, but it's just something that they drew upon. It's a from other Star Trek, from other stories to make it their own. I
Hmm.
mean, um, there's plenty. Like I even almost chose. Well, I didn't almost. I watched the episode and I decided not to do it. I wasn't. I took it out of the running. But the one where he was trapped on the planet with alien that shot him down,
Hmm.
and they had to work together to get out. I mean, that was a derivative show. It was an enemy mine story retold.
Yeah,
So this is nowhere near that level.
and it's not like Star Trek hasn't done a story like that before. They did that plot with the episode where Cisco and Ducat are trapped on that planet, and Cisco at first is fooled by Ducat, thinking that the subspace communicator sending the emergency signal is working, and then he takes a closer look at it and realizes, no, this isn't working.
Yeah, and they had to. Yeah, it's they say, and who was the one where Jordy got trapped on the planet with a was it a Romulan? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
same story.
Hmm.
And two enemies. I wonder. I wonder if there's a old story. I mean, you ever watch Enemy Mine?
I've watched it. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, it's basically the same story. Just two enemies forced to work together to survive harsh conditions, and to save themselves. It's just a classic story. But I was wondering if there was any like another like a book or something that basically all those were derived from.
Let's see. I'm gonna check Amazon and see what I can find.
Oh, there was I remember there was like a was a TV movie where a guy like a World War II soldier and a Japanese soldier got stuck on an island and had to put aside their differences. I can't remember what that was called. That was a long time ago. A samurai soldier. No, he wasn't samurai. Oh, he was a soldier, but he was, he had a katana with him, and so he
Not seeing anything yet on Amazon.
Mhm. Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm.
This is her. I want to express my feelings about Trip, but I can't do it to him. But I know this one's not going to tell on me.
Yep.
kind of situation. It's like, well, it's kind of messed up.
So Trip's clone
He
gets
gets the
some
nookie.
action, but
Yeah,
Trip doesn't get the action.
he's got to go on blissfully unaware for the next probably like whole season. I don't remember which episode they start getting together, but
It's always interesting when you have an episode where the actors are working off themselves too, whether it's in this episode with Trip on the bio bed or say Endgame from Voyager where you have young Janeway and older Janeway.
yeah, as an actor, I think it's probably
Yeah.
a little bit challenging
Hmm.
aspect of the role. And that's got to be weird for him.
Hmm.
He was completely out for this whole thing, and then all of a sudden he wakes up, hey, we got a clone of you that he died, save your life, so we're gonna chuck him out the airlock.
Yep.
So that's a weird thing too. Is it's like we didn't get any of his perspective
No,
about it.
we. I think we should have gotten Trip's perspective about
Yeah,
everything that went down.
how do I deal with this? What I'm just waking up to this. How do I process?
And I'm not trying to make an excuse for the showrunners of Enterprise that they know they only have a certain amount of time to tell this story, but I still think there should have been another scene where Trip is talking to Archer and
Yeah,
he's asking Archer to explain everything that went on.
or trying to
Trying
comprehend
to
it,
grasp,
to try
yeah,
to
trying to
have a
grasp it.
conversation. Yeah, or even with T'Pol or something.
Hmm. You're welcome, Lady Mist.
Yeah. Live long and prosper. But yeah, like I said, there's lots of good episodes. But it's hard to pick one because man, there's like several 3-parters. I was going through like the last season or the last season or the third season. It might have been this one. And I was like, whoa, hey, yeah, I remember that. Oh no, that's 1, 2, 3. No crap.
Lady Mist is asking for another episode.
Maybe I should have picked the 2-parter.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. If you want to select another episode, if you got the time, of course, we can watch another episode. We'll call this a bonus episode.
What time is it? I left my glasses at work now. I can't see nothing. 6 o'clock. Yeah, you want to? We can do another one.
All right. Which episode for which series?
Oh my gosh, that's gonna take me 15 minutes just to go through my list and let's see. Which was it? What have I done? I've done a Deep Space. Yeah, I did a Deep Space Nine. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Want to go to Picard? No, I'm just.
I'll shove you out the airlock. Hey, Mike, where's my stuff? Out there.
TNG's on a different drive. I'm gonna hit around season 4. As much as I love Star Trek and sci-fi and stuff, but I look at the names of the episodes and I most of the time I can't remember what they are. I have to look at the synopsis.
I have to read the synopsis anymore, or I have to see a still from an episode and go, oh yeah.
Yeah. At least the still that'll jog my memory. What was
What episode do you think you might be thinking of? I could probably help you out.
That was that was an interesting episode. I don't know if it's Half a Life, or I was thinking also the one where the cadets or I don't know if they were cadets, the lower decks people.
Oh yeah. I think that's a season 6 episode.
And the girl had to be go on a mission.
I think that episode was called Lower Decks. Let me look. I'm looking through season 6 right now. Oh, no. Ship in the bottle. Not Birthright. Obviously. And I may even be thinking the wrong season. That could have been season 7. Let me check season 7. I'm getting old, dude.
Yeah, me too. There it is. Lower Decks is 15, season 7. That was a good one. I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Well, if that's one that you'd like to go with, let's do it.
Let's do that one.
All right.
That one kind of it was it's like, oh man, they're willing just to kill somebody off. I mean, they were already on there before, and she's part of the lower end of the crew, but and these kids were all friends and stuff. It's like a mini Enterprise crew, and then they got caught up in this stuff, and that was that was that was pretty crazy at the time.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, a bonus episode. This time from Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 7, Episode 15, The Real Lower Decks, not that animated slop.
Yeah, the better Lower Decks.
So, let me capture it. And I'm going to go ahead and press play. Hello, Tim. Deanna's with Will. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And of course, that actor is Jerry Taylor's son.
Who?
The actor playing the Vulcan,
Yeah.
Turlik, because he played the character's brother on Voyager.
Ah. You think in the future they can make stuff without calories in
it? You would think. Lord Thoth, how are you doing? If you'd like to watch this bonus episode for tonight's Adventure Continues to Star Trek discussion, we are watching Lower Decks from Next Generation Season 7, Episode 15.
The good and only Lower Decks.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lord Thoth. How you doing?
Can't complain. We finished watching Similitude from Enterprise, a classic dilemma episode, especially with the end results.
Man, I know how to pick them. Freaking the endings are all terrible tonight.
But I don't know. I know you're joking, but honestly, this is the perfect way to talk about Star Trek. How Star Trek even deals with sacrifices that need to be made.
Yep.
For the greater good.
This is well, this is how military works. I'm not going to try to get political here, but a lot of people complain about, send your son to go fight over there. Don't blah blah blah. But these people signed up for this. They knew the risk getting into it, into this field, and it's part of the risk. It's part of the job, and if they didn't want to do that, then they didn't have to be there. And all everybody in these episodes or the 2 episodes we're watching tonight, they all knew what they were signing up for.
Risk is their business.
Yeah.
When they put on that uniform, They know there's a risk. They may not come back from an away mission.
Yep. Space is deadly.
So you learn something about Federation targeting systems.
Mhm. Be, uh, overly harsh on them, but you have to be.
Riker's a hard ass.
Yeah. It's fun though, because if you ever have power over somebody in a job or something, I mean, you don't have to be a jerk, but sometimes you can, light a fire under them a little bit if you have to. Sometimes you have to,
Yep.
but
I had to as a supervisor, and
you ever been like have to go into your boss, hey, sit down, we need to talk, and you
Mhm.
dread that. It's like that's the worst comment or worst sentence you could possibly say going into your boss's office. But when you're on the other side of that, you get to mess with people.
Yep.
You know, I've done that so many times. Just like sit down, we need to talk.
I mean,
You want to
I've
go out
had
to lunch today, or do you want to, just
I
mess with them?
I've had to go up to my supervisor and say, "We need to talk about so and so."
Yeah, yep, that happens too. Hi, Phil.
Hey,
Yes,
Phil,
I got
what's
my
up?
list. I got my list done. You old codger. Eager.
He's eager to please Shorty.
Yep. Okay.
So, which do you prefer, the next generation tunic uniforms? The one with the zippers on the front or the zippers on the back?
Back. I I never liked the jumpsuit sort of thing. I like the two piece.
Yeah. No, of the two-piece uniforms, whether it be the original Deep Space Nine uniforms or the ones they started using after First Contact, which do you prefer?
Oh, with the I don't know. I think every time they make a new update, most of the time it's better. It's more modernized
Mhm.
for that time period. I think it because as far as we go, like this was in the '90s. The farther we go in our timeline, we have better ideas on how these, and I think it reflects in the show. So I like those better. I like the um, after First Contact. I
Yep.
didn't really care for the leather jacket sort of thing, but I think they were trying something.
And I know there were some fan costume sites that actually made some of those. I looked at some and I really liked how they looked because they really looked close to what you saw on screen, but
Yeah.
their price, man.
Oh, I bet. Custom made. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna be outrageous. Insecurities, women.
It shows that even in the 24th century, some people are still insecure.
Uh-huh. That's a nice look. Oh, thanks a
Mhm.
lot. I'm trying to let you down.
Thank you, sir.
Should give him a reason not to like you.
No, sorry. You got some wrong information there, dude. I would not go up to a Riker with that information.
No. A full drink. Wah, wah, wah. Is his last name Trudeau?
And yeah, I'm not gonna leave Synthahol behind. I know it's Synthahol. It's not really the hard stuff, but still.
I can just go to the quarters and make another one. I always found 10 forward, it's not a big deal, but 10 forward to be almost useless except for the
Mhm.
socializing part of it as far as a bar goes.
And they wanted something for the second season, and that was a way of getting Whoopi Goldberg to come aboard.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand. It's good. It's a good idea for socializations. People can get together and pick up chicks and whatnot. But but when you're and you know and they do every once in a while have stuff that you can't replicate. Contraband, if you will.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's fine.
But I think they should have gone for the approach that Voyager had. Just have a mess hall
Yeah.
where everybody meets together, eats their meals, and then goes.
Well, I agree with that to a point, but and it might work on. I don't know the complement of the full complement of Voyager, but I know uh, they would have to have a lot of mess halls in on Enterprise.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
And there's a reason for that look.
Yeah, you just don't know it yet. Well,
Well, you kind of do because if you
yeah,
watch
that's true.
watch the episode First Duty,
Yeah, she has a history. They have a history,
hmm
and he's probably like, "What are you doing here on my ship?" But of course, he's captain, so I know he knows everybody who's on his ship.
hmm the schematics have a few mess galleys. Yeah, there are a few mess galleys on the Enterprise. I know in season one there was the episode where we first meet Loxana Troy. They had one of their meeting areas that was supposed to be the gathering place until they decided, you know what, let's create this 10 forward area. And Whoopi
Mhm.
Goldberg wants to be a part of the show. We'll make her the bartender of this area we call 10 forward. Although you look at the original Enterprise D model, there's no 10 forward there on the sauce section.
Yeah, it
And if you remember in First Duty, Picard chewed out Wesley
yeah, as well he should have.
for this very incident.
Harsh, man.
Yeah, but after this episode's done, I'll bring up a clip to show and Cosme from First Duty. So anyone who's not familiar with this episode can understand why Picard basically looks at Ensign Sato the way he does.
Mhm.
How's Cosme been working for everybody tonight?
Actually, it's doing pretty good. I haven't had any stutters or slowdowns or nothing. This job here probably was not a good idea for one of these guys or like another Starfleet officer that's not in the know.
Mm-hmm. And everybody on the Enterprise is required to play poker.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a national pastime, apparently. That's good.
But I do like the fact that you're seeing the poker game of the senior staff intertwined with the poker game of the lower decks.
Yeah. It's like they're not so different.
Well, there's never help from the Klingon when you're playing poker.
You're-
Ooh, right below the belt.
Well, she knows him best.
Mm-hmm. The Riker maneuver.
Oh, yeah, whatever, buddy.
That's an unusual reaction from a Vulcan.
Yeah.
Like, you see here, boys, I get to help Commander LaForge, and
little little attitude. Yeah, there. So it's into poker. You wonder if they think, I wish we really had money, real money. See what it was
yeah,
like.
considering at this point, Star Trek has no money, at
Yeah,
least on Earth.
grabbing some gold press platinum, gamble with that.
Mm-hmm. Especially when you go to any Ferengi run establishment.
Yep.
Stop fighting like Alexander. She needs to use her senses, her ears.
She's not trained to do that. So, did you get a lot of training with the blindfold? No. Well, see,
Mm-hmm.
Lesson learned.
Indeed.
DJ Turtle.
Hope your night's going well for you, DJ. Oh, trust me, I can't spell a lot of Klingon words. I have to look them up.
Nope. See what you got.
He is judging. He's testing you right now.
Hmm. Don't smile. Ain't gonna be pretty.
He could be harsh but fair.
Mm-hmm.
He believes everybody needs a second chance and deserves that second chance. Dress down. That's Riker's job. Of course, Jim's also over on the Rebels side.
He- yeah, but she's
Eh,
eager to please and
yeah, too eager.
yeah, and trying to prove herself. It's a very weird position to put her in.
Why she's not saying, "Do I have a moment to think about this?"
Yeah. Well, it's the only Bajoran we have on the ship,
Mm-hmm.
apparently. Ro Laren doesn't come in till later, I guess.
Yeah, she makes one final appearance here in season 7. I think it was good in this episode to show that Worf has concern for her safety. He may have wished her good luck, but even
Yeah.
he knows the risk of this mission.
You kind of want them to be a little bit more not hard to what to describe it. Concerned. He's
Hmm.
concerned, but he's a Klingon and he's an officer, so he can't show too much concern. You know, it's a weird fine line to draw because if it was, you know, in a human that wasn't like a superior officer or something, they probably would be a little bit more, just human, I
Hmm.
guess.
Of course, DJ's talking about why Ensigncito was so eager to volunteer. And then he says in Cosby he needs to rendezvous with his counterpart Cardi B.
His code name Cartier. No, not if you're told not to.
Yep. None of you're given a direct order from your superior officer. So, what is it about this episode that you like, Anonymous?
Well, it's almost like, well, it's not a morality tale, but it's um it shows the hard, well, it is. I mean it's not a morality tale, but it's just shows the hard decisions superior officers have to make to um complete a mission. And
Mhm.
a lot of people don't get that, well, you sent that girl to her death. Well, yeah, a lot of superior officers or generals and captains have to send people to their death to complete a mission, and it's a game, sort of, pawns and knights, and it's a game of chess, and you have to sometimes have to sacrifice. You try not to, but you have to sacrifice players to get the job done, and it sucks. And
Well, just like D-Day in World War II, that was a huge risk. Sending all those men to, for some, was their death.
yeah, and they knew it too, but they had to overwhelm them.
Mhm.
And then it's one of those things where they make you like these characters throughout the episode. You
Mhm.
get to know them, you get to root for them. You want them to do good, and you know, and then you have to lose one.
And this is where the rest of the crew finds out.
Hmm.
But it's good that they actually show this in Star Trek. I mean, even the original series wasn't afraid to shy away from things.
Yeah, war and you know politics of the dirty mess,
Mhm.
just on a grander scale.
It's Lieutenant Junior grade.
Hmm.
Sam's lucky that Worf didn't headbutt him. How dare you tell me to move?
Good stories. I like good stories. It doesn't have to always have to have phaser fire and torpedoes and and all kinds of action and stuff. So I appreciate a good story, and this was one of, not the best, but it was top tier. Okay.
Yeah, it's still a good story that shows that even those in the lower decks of the Enterprise, the ensigns of Starfleet have to go on risky missions that, like we saw in this episode, you may not come back from. With the previous episode, Similitude, the clone of Trip, realizing that he's making the ultimate sacrifice to save the real Trip.
Yep. Um. um. Well, I don't know. I had a thought and then I lost it. I hate to want to do that.
Sad but good, but I'm sure there were missions that you were on, Lady Mist, that you had to take risk.
Yeah, I know how to pick them, right, Lady Miss? I'm just bumming everybody out tonight.
No, it's important to show these episodes.
Well, these are the episodes that everybody watches and they like them, but they pass them by for the outstanding ones.
Mm-hmm. The ones that have name recognition, like Redemption, Way of the Warrior from DS9,
Drumhead, all that stuff, and great episodes. I ain't top tier, but there's more to Star Trek than those episodes that resonate with people. I mean, this. I know. I mean, I can't relate to this kind of scenario, but it still resonates you on a human level. Redemption, second chances, sacrifice. That's all higher level of being a human, or trying to be better than what you are, and it's aspiring.
It really is. And episodes like this, episodes like AR-558, excuse me, 558 from Deep Space Nine, where it shows those Starfleet officers that were down on that planet constantly battling the Jem'Hadar.
Yeah.
And the stresses of war.
Yep. On the front lines, in the trenches.
No relief in sight.
Yep. How are we going to survive the night? It's like, the battle at Helm's Deep. It's basically what it was.
I know one movie I want to show this year is Born on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm going to show it is because of what Tom Cruise's character has to go through. And I know it's based on a real story, but, the post-war trauma.
Yeah.
And it's good to see Cash.
Cash Monet.
That's right. That's right, Cash. You came as we watched a bonus episode tonight.
That's right. You get an anonymous, you get a bonus.
Like that. We watched Similitude, and then we watched Lower Decks. No, we didn't watch that animated slop. We watched the episode Lower Decks from Next Generation. But what else do you have to say about both these episodes?
Well, trying to gather me thoughts.
Take your time.
These are the kind of situations that, people like us will never be in. We don't have to make the hard choices with other people's lives and stuff. And I know, there's people out there that do. Right now, there's people making decisions with other people's lives.
As we speak.
moment. Yeah. And a lot of us like to spout off, and we forget about circumstances and information we don't have. Um, you know, things that have to be done, things that have to, missions that have to be completed. We don't we don't know all the inside. We don't know how the sausage is made. And like people on those ships, they didn't know all the details, but you know they had to keep doing their job. They had to finish the mission, and even if they had to play a small role in it, it's just these are the kind of stories that give you some insight on you don't have to know everything that's going on in order to um, do your job, support those who are making decisions, unless it's evidence comes out that it's um, chicanery is going on, blah blah blah. But we don't know that, so we can't um, second guess
No.
the ones in command. And if you're in a military situation, or that's really not acceptable. Can't second guess your commander, because you follow orders
You
unless
follow orders,
there's
or do you
sufficient
face
evidence.
consequences?
Yeah, or you face consequences, but there's always that exception to the rule sort of thing. But you can't just, I don't like the way this is going, so I'm not going along with it, versus um you know there's criminal activity going on, and I know it and I can prove it, or, there's evidence of it, versus I don't know, you can get into the weeds with it, but um you know you have to sometimes you have to do some pretty distasteful things in order to save other people's lives.
Now, if you're still over on the Cosme side, I pulled up a scene from the Next Generation episode First Duty, and in this scene, cadets Wesley Crusher, of course, Cadet Sato, who you saw in Lower Decks as Ensign Sato, and a certain Lucas Picardo, who was pretty much Tom Paris before there was Tom Paris, because it's played by the same actor, are being tried because when they were performing a shuttle maneuver, it's called a starburst, and well, it cost the lives of a fellow cadet. And I'm sorry, I called him Lucas. It's Nick Locarno. But you notice something about this episode, First Duty, that you're not seeing in Starfleet Academy.
Oh my god, I was I was watching. I was like, oh, this couldn't be so much farther from Starfleet Academy than it possibly could be.
Cadets that actually understand the chain of command, and in this case, understand they made a grave error and that they will face consequences instead of making one joke after another.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you, would you like to come back when we talk about First Duty?
Yeah, if I can.
All right.
I'll let you know. But
Not
yeah,
sure when not sure when it's going to be yet,
okay.
but this is definitely an episode that is on the list, and I'd like to find out from Cash too if he'd like to join because this is right up his alley. He likes courtroom drama.
Ooh. And as far as Starfleet goes, at Star Trek, then yeah, this is one of the good ones.
Lady Mist, I tried watching 15 minutes of the show and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not even attempting that. I see enough clips of this. I just can't. I'll my brain will explode. It is so far afield from what Star Trek is. I just it's not Star Trek. It's just a copy of a copy of a copy. It's so degraded that it's just you can't actually see Star Trek in it.
No, no, you can't. And yes, of course, Lady Mist, of course, everybody who's joined us in Cosme is welcome to join us that night when we do watch First Duty. See, that's what I like about doing this show and not doing the episodes in any particular order. It's finding the episodes that are very good, even if some people don't talk about them that much. Because
Yeah,
I don't believe that First Duty gets the high praise that other episodes get.
yeah. Certain episodes steal the show and they get the attention. These are the lower deck episodes, basically. You
Hmm.
know, there's episodes that are below these that weren't very good or just like I said, derivative. I believe that one, the Enemy Mine one on Enterprise was just a derivative, and it was fine and whatnot, but it just didn't rise to this level or lower decks level or similitude level. But you know, so you have to gauge them. They're on a scale, and these are very noteworthy episodes.
Yeah, they are. They are. And, the whole goal of this show when I started it almost a year, it'll be a year come April 26th, was to show the good episodes and the bad episodes. Yes, at some point we are going to get to Code of Honor. We've already talked about one of my least favorite episodes, Move Along Home from Deep Space Nine.
You want to talk about the bad ones, don't you? You just want to.
I do. I do want to talk about the bad one because another bad one is Skin of Evil.
Which one was that?
The one where Tasha dies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was I did not expect that day. I was like, what? I was not a happy dude when that happened.
I mean, you think about it. We didn't have the internet back then.
No.
We didn't find out a lot of the behind the scenes rumors and gossip unless we're watching Entertainment Tonight or, you know, reading the arts section in our local newspaper. But even then, you didn't find out the rumors that you find out now. Oh yeah, this company is buying out this company for sure. Yeah, are you sure? Yeah. Count on it. Then it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Oh, new details. Oh,
Hmm.
it went sideways. It's just yeah, our information is like Johnny on the spot. It comes at you 90 miles an hour every freaking day. It's a nonstop. This is what I think is partly wrong with our society is we are information overloaded
Hmm.
and we can't deal with it. There's so much going on that we, a lot of us are just scrambling and messing up our brains trying to figure out the world, and the world is constantly in your face. Back in the day, we didn't know any of this crap. This stuff went on back then too. We just didn't know it.
Yeah,
and we were happier for it.
a lot happier. And DJ says, "Screw you guys, Wesley." Oh God, is a B, and I'm joining the marquee. Yeah, yeah. Journey's End. Yeah, we know that episode. But DJ, if you want to join us when we're watching First Duty on the panel, you can. And anyone else, when we get to First Duty, is more than welcome to join us. As a matter of fact, let me look into my crystal ball, because the next episode after tonight will be yesterday's Enterprise. But what about a month from tonight, Anonymous?
A month from tonight. Let me check my calendar, which is right here on my computer. 1 month from tonight, that would be the 28th Saturday of March, and that is the week. I have something going on the week before, so I don't really think I got anything going on the week after.
Okay.
So count me in.
All right.
Sign me up. Put me down in the logs.
All right. I'll put you on the duty roster.
Duty roster. He said duty.
As a matter of fact, you can be the first officer.
Ooh. Can I do the Riker maneuver, please?
Yes. You can do the Riker maneuver, and I'll make the deal sweeter. Cash is a lowly ensign.
Nice.
At the con, so you can order him around, and you can tell him what eyes suffice.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Phantom Hooligan, go down to sick bay and have that chin surgically removed.
Yeah. And Lady Miss says, yes, it was sad they killed her off. Yeah, it was. It really was. And Cash says, nah. And he also says, excuse me.
Yeah, well, there's...
You heard the commander, ensign?
That's right.
Because even DJ outranks you. He's lieutenant commander, and he's science officer.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the chin. That's why, I'm in charge of the chin, but I fear the chin. So it's a weird dichotomy. So,
and I guess DJ is going to be out on a away mission, because he's going to continue his main science station duties via subspace radio.
Oh, Cash is going to be in the holodeck with Barclay, being fed grapes by holodeck versions of Troy and Beverly.
I wouldn't mind it to have been fed holodeck version of grapes with the holodeck versions of Troy and Crusher back then. I'm saying back then. I'm saying back then.
If you're married and you're in the holodeck with fake people, is it still adultery?
Huh. I've never thought about it that way.
That's a good question.
But honey, all they are is photons.
They're not real. I don't want them.
I guess her photons are bigger than mine.
Technically, yes, but oh, so much trouble a holodeck would cause people.
Yeah,
so much trouble.
So much trouble, and the Orville pretty much nailed it.
Yeah, yeah. We get the virus.
Mm-hmm.
Gay porn virus. That's nice. Very nice.
Thanks, Bortus. Thanks.
Yeah, freak.
Yeah. But Anonymous, do you have any other final thoughts on tonight's episodes?
No, I think that was pretty much it. good to go, man. I like these episodes. Um, I know they're kind of filler episodes, maybe, but they're better, I guess.
These are the overlooked episodes.
Yeah, they overlooked.
Episodes people will look at and go, "Nah, I'm skipping."
Man, I never skip I never skip an episode of these shows. When I watch them in full, even if there are the episodes that I don't really care for. And some like I'm a big Stargate fan,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some episodes in there that I consider skipping, but I don't because I mean, they're Stargate, especially in the early seasons. Uh, they were trying to they were getting their legs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So a few of the episodes weren't very good, and they were kind of boring. And I consider skipping, but I don't because I don't know. I'm just one of those guys. I need the whole thing to be. I need to complete it. I'm that guy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't like having just 2 seasons of the Orville as a physical copy, but right now that's what I have to go with. I don't think Disney's ever going to be smart enough to release a DVD copy or even a Blu-ray copy of season 3 of the Orville. And season 3 of the Orville isn't really my favorite either, but I'd still like to have the complete series.
Yes, I mean, overall the series is good. Did they go a little nuts in the third season? Yes. But I didn't let it ruin the entire series for me.
Yeah. And Lady Mist says, as long as she gets to play the same games too, guys. If not, then well, it's the holodeck, Lady Mist. Men can create their fantasies. Women can go into the holodeck and create their fantasies.
No,
you just better hope nobody barges in.
I'm gonna have to go misogynistic on you and say no, you're not allowed. Okay, no, women can't do that. That's wrong. Men need this. We need it. You don't. So no.
What were you doing spending all those hours on the holodeck? None your business.
Playing poker. We got caught up in the game. I don't tell you.
Anonymous. Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
I know you are. And Lady Miss says likes the Orville. You know, I know Cash has been talking to Spock. I know they want to do something and talk about the Orville. As soon as I hear something, Lady Mist, I'll let you know. I'll be like a Ferengi and say to Cash, so tell me, Cash, how many slips, strips, and bars of Latinum will it take for me to get this information out of you? When are you and Spock doing your Orville show?
Give us the deets, boy. Tell us.
Give us the details, human. But also, I do want to acknowledge, and I do have my soundboard ready. I don't have any clips for this show for memberships or anything. I gotta get to work on that. But Lady Mist with 2 bars of gold pressed Latinum. That's what I'm going to be calling this currency on this show. 2 bars of gold pressed Latinum.
Very generous.
Yes, very generous for a human.
Human.
But she gives a super sticker, and that super sticker is of. As soon as it pops up here, why aren't you popping up? It's human technology. It's not as good as Ferengi technology. So, of course, if it wasn't for the Ferengi, the humans wouldn't even have their synthahol.
They owe us.
They owe us big time. All right, so let's see here. Why isn't it showing me what the super sticker is?
Oh, it doesn't show it there. It's weird. Weird.
No,
YouTube.
and I'm checking YouTube Studio too, but
Doesn't show it there.
it's not showing me. Well, I mean, I do see the emoji about the dragons and
Oh,
everything.
okay. I see it on my YouTube page.
Okay, it's Shima Emu. I had to
Dancing Fox.
refresh it again. But yes. Thank you for the 2 bars of Gold Press Platinum, Lady Mist. Oh, not a problem, not a problem. I'm glad Anonymous was able to do this and talk about Similitude and then get the bonus episode.
Bonus.
And Cash was saying it was a trap. Lady Mist says her guard's up. Well, she has her shields up. But I still laugh at farty jokes, Lady Mist.
Farts are funny. Just don't let nobody tell you anything different. Okay, farts are fun.
Here I am, 47, and I still laugh at fart jokes. Okay, there's a part of me that's still a teenager. Okay, teenager trapped in an old man's body.
That's right. And screw all those people that try to kill our inner child.
Yeah, you got to have fun.
Yeah,
gotta have fun. This was a lot of fun, brother. But do you have anything coming up?
I don't. I really don't. I've been busy, man. I just here my life is just like this, that, and the other. Got I try to make time for fun stuff, but I did play BioShock here lately, so I did make time for that. But,
how did that go for you?
Oh, well, I haven't played it in a long time. I had basically forgotten everything about it, so like it was a whole new game. So that's good. I like it when I don't play stuff for a long time and I got to play it over again, and then it's just like all new because I don't remember this part at all. Yeah, so that's great. It was a lot of fun. I had my don't tell anybody. I had my cracked version from back in the day, and I got it. It took a little bit to get it to work on Windows 10 because it's built for like XP, I think.
So do you have to use the Windows, run this program as if it were on Windows XP, or did you find another workaround?
No, there's another workaround. I can't remember what I did for that one. I think it was a DirectX problem. Maybe I had to download some older versions. Because like Windows 10 does DirectX 11 or 12, and then they won't run on that. So you have to have like a multiple versions of it so it can pull from it.
And there we go. Please subscribe to Anonymous.
Watch my old stuff. It's fun. Go watch the Orville review. Half the people liked it and half the people didn't. See which one you are. Take the challenge.
I think that's how a lot of our videos were received 3 years ago. Some people liked our reactions to the season. Other people were like, I can't believe you didn't like this episode.
Yeah. Like, well, there's stuff in there not to like. I don't know what to tell you.
What can I tell you? I'm a crotchety old man. I know what I like, and I'm gonna make sure everybody knows my opinion.
Get off my porch.
Get off my starship. I just buffed this thing. Now you're putting all these scuff marks on it. I'm gonna have to redo it.
I'm an old man.
There's a game, can't remember the name, where a female fighter had a dragon that she flew around on in the game, killing monsters. It was fun. Let's see. I'm drawing a blank. but that's the power of the internet. I'm gonna look it up.
There you go.
Game where the female fighter, a female fighter, helps if I. It's a dragon.
Was it Game of Thrones? Is that what you're thinking of?
There's searches coming up with Energy Fight Dragon Fighters and Electrifying Warriors Saga, where the thrill of teleportation collides with the power of dragon inspired combat. I don't know if that's it, Lady Mist.
No.
No. No, I'm not going to that site. It's no. Let's see. Okay, this site's coming up with a lot of titles. Hard to know if any of these are the one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link to the site in the chat, and if you want to look at it at some point, Lady Miss, and let me know which one it might be. And then again, it might not be any of these. Rising Angels Reborn, Star Quest. Yeah, but this doesn't look like it would be that. Okay. Well, hard to say.
Well, Grok doesn't know. He just came up with Draken too. So
Grok doesn't know shit.
well, what knows? It knows poopy. Hey Grok, do you know? Do you know poop?
She does say it had pretty good graphics for an older game.
Was it a console or a PC game? How about that?
I would almost say a PC game.
I asked Grok and he says, "Yeah, I know poop. Everybody does it multiple times a day, usually."
Cash is asking if it's earlier 2000s.
He just, she had to mention this game. Now she weaponized the autism of the 401 or 414 Pop Talk channel, and now we're hunting the internet high and low for this ancient nondescript game. We're so weird.
Like I said, we're getting older.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to type in early 2000s game. And see what I can find. Not 200, Mike, 2000. You need to add another zero. Draken the Ancient Gates is a 2002 action adventure video game developed by Surreal Software and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for PlayStation 2. Let's see what Cash pulled up. King of Dragons. I don't know.
It's probably lost to the annals of time.
It was the Sony game. The one that's coming up is Draken, Ancient Gates. Let's see if I can pull up any gameplay and on YouTube, and you can say yay or nay about the game. She says she knows she has it around here somewhere. Right. So stay over in the Cosme side. That's where I'm going to show it. I don't want to show someone else's video and then have YouTube come after me and say someone else's content.
Mm-hmm. They're getting pretty contentious nowadays.
All right. Let's pause that. Back a little bit, and I'll share it over on Cosme. Because again, I'm not going to show someone else's video. I know someone would say, but it's free advertising, Mike. Yeah, but you know how YouTube is. All right, so there we go. We got the right screen captured. Let me know if this isn't Lady Mist. Oh, come on.
I don't think that was part of the original dialogue.
No. Oh, it's a female.
It's great.
Okay, she says this is it. I could see how this game would have been fun back in the day. They should do a remaster. All right. Thanks for your help on that one, Cash.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So, you got anything else, Anonymous?
Nope, I just got back just in time so we can leave.
All right. So, just to let everybody know, tomorrow on Pop Talk, we're probably going to be discussing a lot of the Paramount Warner Brothers merger. And also, we'll talk about Snow White is indeed a flop, even after UK tax breaks.
Indeed.
Yes. And we'll also talk about the weekend box office, but the primary topic for tomorrow will be the merger between Warner Brothers and Paramount. Of course, it still has to meet government approval, but we will speculate, opine what the future of Hollywood has in store. But as far as tonight is concerned, I do want to take the time to thank all of you who joined us. Tim was over on the YouTube side and Rumble side. We also had the Padawannabe, the Admiral herself, Lady Mist, Helion, Shane, as was, of course, there's the aforementioned Tim. It's good to see Lord Thoth, Philip J. McCracken. Don't worry, Anonymous had all his honeydew list completed.
Right.
DJ Runichi and his turtles. And also Cash Money 007 of the Phantom Hooligans. And thank you, Lady Miss, for the 2 bars of gold pressed platinum. I really appreciate it.
Buy you half of a coffee.
Half of a Ferengi coffee.
Yeah, direct to Gino, sorry.
Actually, that's Klingon coffee. Strong stuff.
It's good for you. Put hair on your chest.
Not only will it put hair on your chest, you'll be running wild your full 8-hour, 12-hour, 15-hour shift just on that one cup.
Is there anything you need me to do, Captain? I can do anything. Just tell me.
No. You're running around. I can't believe this Patak can't even get this job done.
Where's my cock?
This guy is dead.
It's terrible.
Imagine Anonymous. He's a boss. He drinks a cup of Ractigino. And before he goes and starts the meeting, he starts saying Koi Kalis Puklo, Koi Pukmik Poo, sons and daughters of the Empire.
Oh man, he's been in the Ractigino again.
Yep. And then somebody questions him during the meeting. Are you questioning my honor?
No, weirdo, stop it. I identify as Klingon.
I always identify as a Klingon.
When's the surgery?
No, they won't perform the surgery. But I have a picture of me as a Klingon. Okay, maybe it's from Star Trek Online, but there we go.
You have to settle.
Yeah. And Lady Miss, I'm glad you were here with us. I'm glad everybody was I'm glad everybody was here with us, to sit down and watch 2 great episodes. Similitude from Enterprise and Lower Decks from Next Generation, a surprise bonus episode. But I also appreciate you, Anonymous, for taking the time to sit back, relax, and talk about these 2 episodes. It's a lot of fun.
Not a problem.
And like I said, the next episode number 23 of The Adventure Continues, a Star Trek discussion, will be on March 14th at 6 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be the episode where I realized, yes, Mike, you are indeed a Star Trek fan, and that is Yesterday's Enterprise. And then, of course, we'll have episode 24 a month from tonight. And that episode will be First Duty. And I can already hear some of the adolescents in the audience snickering. He said duty.
Well, no, I'm on your stream, so they don't have to be in the audience. I'm here. I'm representing the people in the audience.
I appreciate that, Lady Miss.
You said duty.
How would you like to go into waste extraction for an entire week, Ensign? That's right, I demoted you.
What? No. That's not fair. I'm speaking up for myself. I have character.
Sound like a sniveling Ferengi.
Yes. I can be.
I'm kidding, Anonymous. I'm kidding. But everybody, thank you very much. Make sure you share out the stream, hit that like button, and consider coming back tomorrow night for Pacific 4 and 4 Pop Talk at 6 p.m. Eastern with Cash Money 007, Baron Norman Tag, and myself. And until then, everybody, live long and prosper.
Duty.
Yes. You know, I should be grateful. Baron's not here tonight because
That's
Baron would be jumping in with you.
that's
I know
true.
he would.
Yep. We know Baron too well.
Oh yeah, all too well. Have a good night, all.
Later,
True on
everybody.
true. And that's the Romulan greeting for goodbye.